Okay, real quick. Think about the last time you checked your bank account and thought, wait, where did that money go? You didn't buy anything crazy, no shopping spree, no big splurge, but somehow, quietly, a few $100s just disappeared. And the worst part is you can't even tell the story of where it went. Maybe it was a coffee here, a forgotten subscription there, an upgrade that was only $2 more, or that one-click checkout at 11 p.m. because the free shipping timer was counting down. Sound familiar? That's not an accident. That's a system, and today we're pulling it apart. My name is Ben, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychology behind how we spend money. If you're someone who works hard, tries to be responsible, but still feels like your money slips through your fingers faster than it should, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out. So here's the thing. Most people assume that bad spending comes from being careless or impulsive, like if you just paid more attention, you'd be fine. But that framing completely misses what's actually happening. The companies taking your money aren't counting on you being careless. They're counting on you being completely normal, because they've spent billions of dollars studying exactly how normal human brains process money. And two of the most powerful weapons they use? Mental accounting and convenience traps. Let's talk about both. Mental accounting is a term coined by Nobel Prize-winning economist Richard Thaler, and the basic idea is this. Your brain doesn't treat all money equally, even though mathematically a dollar is a dollar is a dollar. Here's a classic example. Imagine you find a $20 bill in an old jacket pocket. How do you feel about spending that 20 compared to a 20 you just pulled out of your paycheck? Most people spend the found money way more loosely. They might drop it on takeout or a random purchase they'd normally hesitate on. But why? It's the same $20. It has the same purchasing power. The only difference is the story your brain attached to it. This is where it gets really interesting. Companies engineer these mental categories for you on purpose. When you put money on a gift card, your brain stops seeing it as real money. When you pay with a credit card instead of cash, studies from MIT show that people spend up to 83% more because the psychological pain of handing over physical bills disappears. When you subscribe monthly instead of paying annually, you stop doing the math on what it actually costs per year because the individual charge feels small. A $14.99 monthly subscription feels like nothing, but $179.88 a year, that hits different. And here's what most people don't realize. The average American has 4 to 5 active subscriptions they've either forgotten about or underuse, according to a 2022 C+R research study. That's anywhere from $50 to $200 quietly leaving your account every single month. Now let's talk about convenience traps, because this is where the real money bleeds out for most people. Convenience traps work on a simple premise. Companies know that when you're tired, rushed, stressed, or decision fatigued, and look, that's most of us on most days, your brain will pay almost any premium to remove friction, and they price that friction removal accordingly. Think about delivery apps. Let's do the actual math here. You order a $12 meal from a restaurant. By the time you add the delivery fee, the service fee, the expanded menu markup that delivery apps quietly negotiate, and then a tip, because of course you tip, that $12 meal just cost you $22 to $26. You paid a 75 to 100% premium for convenience. And if you do that twice a week, that's roughly $100 to $150 extra per month you're spending just to avoid driving or cooking. That's $1,200 to $1,800 a year, not on food, just on the convenience of food. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Ben, but I know delivery is expensive. I factor that in. And maybe you do, consciously. But here's the thing. Convenience traps don't just live in delivery apps. They're layered into almost every financial decision you make. The gas station that charges $2 more for a car wash because you're already there, and it feels like a natural add-on. The airport store, where a $4 bottle of water is suddenly fine because what are you going to do, go thirsty? The grocery store that puts the premium version of a product right at eye level while the store brand sits on the bottom shelf, requiring you to actually bend down and look. That's not shelf organization, that's behavioral economics working against your wallet in real time. And here's where mental accounting and convenience traps combine into something really sneaky.
Let's say you got a tax refund. $1,400 hits your account. Your brain immediately files that into the bonus money mental account, separate from your regular money, less protected, more available for spending. And right around tax season, companies know this. Furniture stores push financing deals. Electronics retailers run promotions. Travel sites highlight treat yourself packages. They're not targeting your discipline. They're targeting the mental account your brain just opened. The result? A lot of people spend their refund within 30 to 60 days on things that don't build lasting value. A 2018 study from the Journal of Public Economics found that consumer spending spikes significantly in the weeks following tax refund deposits, not on bills, not on savings, but on discretionary purchases. Your refund was supposed to be a reset. It became a spending event. So what do you actually do about this? Because I don't just want to explain the problem and leave you there. The first shift is what I call reunifying your money. Anytime you're about to spend from what feels like a separate mental bucket, a refund, a gift card, a work bonus, a lucky win, stop and ask, would I spend this if it came out of my regular checking account right now? If the answer is no, then your brain is playing tricks on you. The money is the same. Make it feel the same. The second thing is to audit your automatic charges. Set a calendar reminder once a month, literally once a month, to open your bank and credit card statements and go line by line through every recurring charge. Cancel anything you haven't actively used in the last 30 days. Not might use, not meant to use, actually used. Most people find at least $40 to $80 worth of charges they'd forgotten about. That's $500 to $1,000 a year showing back up just from paying attention. And third, add friction on purpose to your high-convenience spending. Delete the delivery app from your phone's home screen. Remove the saved credit card from your browser. Turn off one-click purchasing on Amazon. It sounds almost embarrassingly simple, but research on behavior design consistently shows that adding even 2 or 3 extra steps to a purchase reduces impulse spending significantly. You don't have to eliminate the option. You just have to make your brain work a little harder to get there. Look, the reason I care about this stuff is because I've watched really smart, hard-working people feel genuinely confused and frustrated about why they can't get ahead financially. And it's not because they're bad with money, it's because the systems around them are specifically designed by teams of behavioral scientists to move money out of their pockets as smoothly and invisibly as possible. Understanding that isn't depressing, it's actually kind of empowering. Because once you see the architecture, you can start building your own. You can decide intentionally where your money goes instead of discovering at the end of the month that it already went. $100 doesn't just disappear. It leaves in 5s and 2s and monthly charges and convenience premiums and mental accounting tricks. And now you know exactly where to look. If this gave you something useful to think about, hit that thumbs up. It genuinely helps the channel. And if you want to keep going down this road, the next video is right there waiting for you.